coalition is a combination of local actors with expertise and resource and at the center of the community.
Instead of having a smaller group at the top that makes the decisions, ours is sort of like an inverted pyramid where all the 14 organizations have general engagements, what we call general assemblies. They come together and make decisions or draft up policies or procedures on how to work out or to implement interventions. So it has built us up in the fact that we feel we have more power in decision making than leaving it to a few smaller people at the top. Everyone is at least involved. Every organization can attest to their involvement.
The coalition encourages active participation and it puts you at the forefront. Once you're engaged in something, you are motivated to do more.
Our work gets more effective. We reach out to more people in our communities. We support each other. So that's how it brings us together.
Working together as a coalition gives us an opportunity to meet, network, and also get in touch with other implementing or government institutions to work together to really attend to the problems in the community. So by coming together, we have one voice that we send out.
As the local organizations, I think we know more the needs of our communities, So being that we work in the same communities, we go down, talk to our people, support them in a way we can, or they come to us. So working in a coalition helps us to meet the root cause of the challenges the communities have.
Building trust is key if you're working with community people.
Under the LCA, we do a lot of collaborative learning and adaptation, where we put communities at first. We reach out to the communities, then they tell us their needs, rather than us sitting this side and we decide for them. So that improves on sustainability, even of the gains, since there is community ownership, the local leadership. Everyone on board. In other words, it is a whole of society approach.
Being part of the coalition helps us as the coalition members plan together with the community, being able to reach out to the last person to find out what their need is, as opposed to us sitting in offices, in hotels and planning for them. So while we do the planning, we are able to adapt to what the community wants. So we are able to accelerate positive change and we're able to reach and meet the actual needs of the person on the ground.
We all have different capacities. You have an organization that is strong in a certain sector, you have an organization that is strong in a certain sector. So when you come together, you're able to use that energy to be able to receive and support the communities that we serve for sustainable development.
I have seen that every time we have been invited for a workshop within the coalition, or have been invited for a meeting, that has further strengthened the collaborations within the members of the coalition.
We had 6 organizations under the Local Coalition Accelerator program that had to provide different interventions in education. So we joined hands, then we divided roles and responsibility.
You'll find that we still, through the local coalition, you find us that we have small clusters. I'll call them clusters. If we are working in child protection, we'll group ourselves into that one cluster where we shall work together and meet the needs of child protection. Then if others are working into health, they'll still have a cluster of healthy and they'll work. So we end up still going back to our own objectives through the coalition.
When you are in a group, the thinking is different, and therefore when these different organizations come together, they share different perspectives of the different problems they are facing, how they are tackling them, and so in that way there is sharing of synergies.
The Local Coalition Accelerator has worked with the OPM, Office of the Prime Minister, KCCA. We are working with UNHCR, and already as the Secretariat of the LCA, we are part of the CASH working group that is chaired by the UNHCR. And those are the core institutions that we are working with.
Working with the government has been good, and the coalition has brought us closer to the government authorities in the same spaces, a phone call away instead of the meetings and setting appointments and the bureaucracy with it.
We did an education joint assessment together with 6 Local Coalition Accelerator program members and together with KCCA. So in the review of the findings from the assessment, we found out that Chambogo Primary School didn't only need scholastic materials, but they had high verandas, and with around 33 children with disability who could walk through those high verandas. The school recommended that instead of the scholastic materials that we were going to give, that we should safeguard the children with disability, and also recommended that we should paint the veranda rails with the 7 rainbow colors, which we did to support learning in the lower classes level.
As a result of being able to work with the LCA, we were able to extend our services from just the Warande division we are in, but to go as far as much India and reach different communities like the Ethiopian and the Eritrean communities. So I've now joined our program.
As an organization, our niche is disability. We have been able to mainstream disability within the 14 organizations. So they've been able to implement disability, they've been able to understand disability.
LCA has empowered individuals in a sense that with the approach of self-help groups, individuals have been able to be part of these groups that build their capacity, not only financially, but also build their social networks that has empowered them to reach greater heights. A case in point, through the self-help groups, they boost a lady's confidence, which helps her be able to reach out to her personal goals beyond just a self-help group, which is for saving or financial gains, but go beyond, build confidence to start up maybe a new business, reach out to the government for help, tap into government programs like the parish development model. So yes, the coalition has truly individually impacted the community members.
If we have the resources, then we can foster the change that we want to see in our communities.
We are having a lot of demand from the community, and we cannot really meet them because of the limited finances.
We believe that in the future, funds or resources should come to local coalitions, and they can go directly to the local actors that are within those coalitions.
I think the coalition's role is going to be more in terms of speed, scale, and power. Speed in terms of the time between when people get resources or entities get resources and they do the implementation on the communities, and then scale, like high profile, we've been able to reach outside of just Warande division. We're able to work in Kawempe, able to work in Machinda, basically the whole of Kampala. So we hope that the coalition will even do more work outside of Kampala. And then in terms of power, the fact that the resources that we're able to leverage from donors, we more or less have power to use them based on the demands of the community and not just the demands of the donors. So we're able to meet the needs of the community while also meeting the needs of the donors in a harmonious way, not just following what one party wants.
So I would really hope that people continue supporting the LCA, to be able to reach more people and then to support the communities more, because at the end of the day, it's the people themselves who know what their problem is. However much funding comes in, from international organizations, from where, but if the people themselves are not involved in their own growth and development, they can never be sustainable development.